The runway stretches endlessly under the scorching sun, shimmering with waves of heat. The silence is deceptive, broken only by a faint hum, a metallic growl lurking just beyond the horizon. Then it appears. Sleek, predatory. The F-16 Fighting Falcon cuts through the air like a blade of steel, its nose pointed straight toward destiny. Ground crews scatter to the edges, headsets press tight, as the jet's afterburner ignites in a blinding blaze of orange fire. The sound isn't just heard, it's felt, vibrating through the bones, rattling the soul. This is no ordinary aircraft. It's the US Air Force's trusted workhorse, a combat-proven warrior that has dominated the skies for decades. And now, as the pilot pulls back on the stick, the Falcon surges forward, clawing at the ground until, effortlessly, it leaves it behind. The Earth falls away, the horizon bends. In seconds, the jet is nothing more than a streak of light tearing across the heavens. For those who witness it, the takeoff of an F-16 is more than just a display of military power. It's a glimpse into the cutting edge of human engineering, a symphony of speed, precision, and raw force. And this is its story. Long before its thunderous takeoffs became a familiar sight on air bases around the world, the F-16 Fighting Falcon was an ambitious idea sketched out during the Cold War. In the 1970s, the US Air Force was looking for something new, something faster, lighter, and deadlier than the heavy, missile-laden fighters of the Vietnam era. The answer came from General Dynamics, who won the lightweight fighter competition with a design that would revolutionize air combat. The F-16 wasn't built to be the biggest or the most heavily armed. Instead, it was designed around a single principle: agility wins dogfights. With its frameless bubble canopy for perfect visibility, side-mounted control stick for high G maneuvers, and DA seat reclined at 30 degrees to reduce the strain on the pilot's body during intense turns, the Falcon was an aircraft built for human survival and supremacy in aerial battles. By 1978, the first F-16s were rolling out of the factory. They were cheaper than other fighters, easy to maintain, and could fly rings around most adversaries. But the true magic wasn't just in its design, it was in how it took off. When the F-16 is prepared for takeoff, every movement is part of a choreographed sequence. Ground crews check the aircraft's Pratt Whitney F-100 or General Electric F-110 engine, capable of producing up to 29,000 pounds of thrust with afterburner engaged. This power-to-weight ratio is so high that the jet can accelerate straight up after leaving the runway. Takeoff begins with the pilot lining up on the runway centerline, often with the canopy reflecting the sun like a predator's eye. The throttle is pushed forward, first to military power, then into the afterburner. Fuel is sprayed directly into the jet exhaust, igniting instantly in a spectacular plume of fire. The sound is deafening, often exceeding 140 decibels. The jet's acceleration is brutal. In less than 7 seconds, the F-16 can go from 0 to over 160 knots, fast enough for liftoff. As the nose wheel leaves the ground, the pilot applies gentle back pressure on the control stick. The main wheels follow, and within moments, the aircraft transitions from roaring beast to soaring predator. In combat scenarios, the pilot may perform a combat takeoff, climbing steeply at nearly 90 degrees to minimize exposure to enemy fire and radar detection. In airshows, however, the takeoff might include a high G turn or a near vertical climb that leaves spectators gasping. The F-16's takeoff power comes from a fusion of aerodynamic efficiency and raw engine force. Its blended wing body design minimizes drag, while its fly-by-wire control system ensures stability even at extreme angles. Unlike older fighters, the F-16 is inherently unstable, on purpose. This instability allows for lightning-fast turns and instant response, with computers constantly making micro-adjustments to keep the jet under control. Another secret to its incredible takeoff is its thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1.1. This means it can accelerate vertically without losing speed, something very few jets can do reliably. An F-16 takeoff isn't just about getting airborne. It's about getting to the fight fast. Within minutes, a fully loaded F-16 can be cruising at Mach 1.2 or higher. Its internal 20mm M61 Vulcan cannon and up to 17,000 pounds of ordnance make it a formidable opponent once it arrives. During conflicts like the Gulf War, F-16 takeoffs were a common sight on airbases in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Pilots often launched in rapid succession, a tactic known as an elephant walk, where dozens of jets line up and roll out one after another. In wartime, these takeoffs weren't just for show, they were the start of missions that could change the course of a battle. For an F-16 pilot, takeoff is a moment of transition, from the calm precision of pre-flight checks to the adrenaline-fueled rush of high-speed flight. Pilots describe the sensation as being launched from a slingshot, the sudden force pressing them back into the seat as the horizon tilts. Training emphasizes smooth yet decisive inputs. A bad takeoff can waste fuel, compromise mission timing, or in extreme cases, damage the jet. That's why every F-16 pilot spends hundreds of hours in simulators before ever attempting their first real takeoff. In air shows, F-16 pilots often push the limits for the crowd. A takeoff might include an afterburner climb to 15,000 feet in under a minute, followed by tight turns that show off the jet's agility. But in combat, efficiency and safety come first. The steep climbs and hard turns are reserved for when there's a threat nearby. The roar of an F-16 takeoff isn't just loud, it's visceral. Sound waves from the afterburner can be felt in your chest, rattling nearby buildings and triggering car alarms. For aviation fans, it's the ultimate sign that something extraordinary is happening. For enemies, it's the sound of approaching danger. Although it's an American jet, the F-16 is flown by air forces in over 25 countries. From Israel to Poland, the Netherlands to South Korea, the takeoff profile remains similar, but each country often adds its own flair. Israeli F-16s, for example, are known for lightning-fast scrambles, sometimes airborne in less than 3 minutes from alert status. With the arrival of fifth-generation fighters like the F-35, many expected the F-16 to fade away. Instead, modernization programs have kept it relevant. Upgraded engines, avionics, and radar systems mean its takeoffs are just as impressive today as they were decades ago, and will likely remain so into the 2040s. The takeoff of an F-16 Fighting Falcon is more than a mechanical process. It's a ritual of power, skill, and precision. It represents the culmination of decades of engineering innovation, the dedication of maintenance crews, and the nerve of pilots who trust their lives to the aircraft. In military terms, the F-16's ability to get airborne quickly and climb aggressively is a strategic asset. It means rapid response to threats, the ability to project power across borders, and the flexibility to operate from shorter runways than heavier aircraft. For the public, witnessing an F-16 takeoff is an unforgettable experience. It's the flash of sunlight on a sleek canopy, the shimmer of jet exhaust in the summer air, the deafening roar that drowns out every other sound. It's a reminder of the technological marvels that human beings can create when the stakes are high. Even as newer fighters take the stage, the Falcon's takeoff remains iconic. It's a link to the past, when speed and agility ruled the skies, and a testament to the fact that some designs are so good they simply refuse to become obsolete. So the next time you hear that distant roar and look up to see a streak of silver climbing into the blue, remember, you're not just seeing a plane take off. You're witnessing history in motion, a history that began decades ago and shows no signs of stopping.